Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Doing something a little bit different. I have no specific guests today. I've invited a couple of people, and there is a link in the chat for anyone who wants to join. And it's just open mic night. What's on your mind? And so far, I have joining me Mage Greywolf. Thank you for coming, Mage.
Hey, yeah. Figured I'd pop in.
Thank you. What the Beck said that he's coming too. He says he's having some camera issues. Oh, here he is. Hello, Beck.
Hello.
You made it just in time. We just finished the intro.
Yeah, I had to have something go wrong because this is my new computer and I haven't really streamed on it much. So, something had to go wrong. So,
okay.
We're past it now, though. We're done.
Yep. Very good.
Always takes fiddling when you get a new computer.
Right. It's true. How's everybody?
I'm fine. How are you, Mage?
Yeah, not bad. A little phlegm in the throat today, but not too bad. It's just the cold weather, I think.
Yeah, me too. Me too, for sure. How have you been, Granny?
I've been doing good. I've had a little bit of a cold, but I'm finally getting over it.
Well, that's good. What was that? Just the head cold stuff that was going around?
Yeah.
Okay, so just sinus stuff. Yeah, it's that time of year and it's getting really cold and we got this crazy stuff coming through the US, so it's definitely a time of year.
One topic that Mage and I kind of came up with just as we were getting ready to come on the air was the state of Twitter and Blue Sky. I have completely abandoned Twitter for Blue Sky, and I'm finding, Blue Sky is not as easy a place to chat. It's more difficult to get a conversation going. However, I have found that it has been a tremendous boost to my mental health.
Well, all I see is positive stuff on there.
Oh, on Blue Sky?
Yeah, I've only seen one Trump-esque message yet.
I've run into a few here and there, but not that much.
Really? I haven't. Yeah.
The big thing for me is my attention span is better now. When I was on Twitter, I was constantly going back and responding to people who were answering me, and I'd be working on something and say, "Oh, I bet I have a response on Twitter. I better go look at it." And it was awful. And now that I've abandoned Twitter, I don't do that. I can sit and read a book and read whole chapters of the book without worrying about what's going on Twitter.
Well, I hope you're in Purple's Discord then, so we can keep you informed with getting you on shows and stuff.
Okay, I am, but I almost never go on Discord. I still haven't totally figured out how it works.
Yeah, we still need to wait until we hit the DM group DMs on Blue Sky before we can really make the full transfer.
Yeah, that's the only thing we're missing. I was about to say that those group DMs not being there kind of sucks, but otherwise I have no complaints. It's pretty much just a cleaner version of Twitter.
But if you guys want, I can always post links to Purple streams to you directly on Blue Sky for when we go. I mean,
that'd be fine. Yeah, that'd be good.
Just so you can, if you want to, you can come on.
Time Jumper says, "Afternoon, everyone. I just escaped work for the day. Congratulations on escaping work."
Good job.
Andrew Christopherson says, "I've made troll images of the Trump administration and I post them to Blue Sky." Oh, I've got to go look for that. That sounds interesting.
Liam. Hello, everybody. We got all kinds of people in here.
Yep. And
that I don't know, I meant.
Oh, okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Beck.
Liam's a regular.
Oh, yeah, I know. I've known Liam for about 2 years now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you didn't know him. Okay.
No, the ones that aren't in blue.
Okay.
So.
Zheng Fukusheng, Religion Destroyer, is one that it took me a while to figure out how to say his name. but I finally got it.
I'm pretty impressed. That was good. It was very smooth. It was like it was either practiced a lot or
It was practiced a lot because I kept getting it wrong, and he kept having to spell it phonetically for me.
I hate it when that happens. That's like when my name, back before I changed my name and it was Being Mindful, no one
Mhm.
could get what it was. They could not, their brain could not wrap around how the letters turned into B, N, mindful. They just could not do it for some reason. So I was like, I have to change my name. I can't handle explaining this anymore. I don't want to do it anymore.
My problem with it was searching because I couldn't remember, is it being or being? And is it N, just the letter N, or is
Yeah,
it
it was.
N-I-N, or is it A-N-D?
Because I really had to make it totally difficult, like every Madsen in the world. I had to make it difficult
Yep.
and hard for everybody. Yeah. So now it's easy. I think everybody remembers it. So, yeah, Liam, way back like Cadillac seats. That's right.
Okay, if anyone wants to jump in, it's open mic. So there is a link in the description where you can just jump on into the studio and we'll just have a good discussion. And if there's any particular topic that anyone in the chat wants to talk about, go ahead and bring it up and we'll talk about it. Beck, what's on your mind today?
I like this one. Christian Hell has nothing on fast food work. Boy time jumper, are you right on that one? I could never do that again. I did it for about 2.5 months. Not even that long. No, it was more like a month and a half. I worked at a Long John Silver's and I was a fry cook. And they had the Kevlar arm covers and they were full of holes. And so you would inevitably get burned all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was fun. Like you would switch every day where the holes were to give yourself some relief while you were cooking because there was only one pair of them that, yeah. It was horrible.
Because the grease would splash?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it spits. Well, you know, when you put stuff in grease, what happens? So it's just spitting at you all day. And you're laying down like shrimp and you have to do it by hand. You know, you got like you can have a glove on, but it's a plastic glove. That's not going to help you any. It's just melt it to your skin.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree, Time Jumper. It is rough. It is rough. Evan says he was a dishwasher. Oh.
Time Jumper says I consider re-enlistment every time I clock in.
And it was an experience. I bet it was.
I remember being a dishwasher for one of the first Yo Sushis in the US. It was an experience. I've never heard of Yo Sushi.
Was there a lot of nasty fish on the plates? Because that would suck. Just have to smell that in the sink and everything. Can you imagine just cleaning fish off of plates all night?
I was a dishwasher at a truck stop, and then I got promoted to waitress.
Look at you go, Granny. Did you shake it just right when the boss was back there and he said, "Hey, we need to use this"? No, I'm not. So much spicy tuna, says Evan. Oh my God. I can't stand that non-cooked stuff. I can't do any of it when it comes to sushi. It has to be cooked, and I'm not really a fishy person. I like the seafood, fake crab stuff.
Well, not all sushi is raw.
No, but the stuff that everybody touts is so delicious is raw, and I find it
Not
utterly disgusting. I've tried it. The texture is nasty. The taste was too much. Like the autistic part of me was just like freaking out, and I was and I like literally spit it out in the trash can in front of everybody like a child. I just could not keep it in my mouth. It was either that or puke. So
my favorite is the eel sushi, and that one is cooked.
Yeah, if you get it tempura, it's cooked, and some of them are deep fried.
Yeah, there are ones that are deep fried. Yeah,
it's actually the rice that makes it sushi, not the fish.
Right.
And
I like
and
the California rolls. I'll eat those all day.
Yeah.
Robin orders only vegetarian sushi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
that's
sweet
where I'm
potato
at.
peanut roll is one of Robin's favorite. It's got sweet potatoes and peanuts wrapped in rice.
Potato peanut roll.
Huh.
I might try
I'll
that.
have to check that out.
Find it.
Actually, they call it a crunchy sweet potato roll.
Crunchy. Oh, I love the crunchy rolls. They have little pieces all over them. Oh, that's the bomb. And they drizzle the sauce on it. Yeah.
Andrew Christopherson says salmon sushi. I like a lot. I like most sushis.
That's the one that they usually do raw, and I don't know that.
One thing I found out though was when we when we lived in Fort Wayne, my daughter asked me about going out for sushi, and I said, "Oh, I don't like sushi." And my daughter asked me, "Have you ever had sushi?" And I said, "Yeah, they have it at the Chinese buffet." And she said, "No,
No.
that is not sushi. Come with me. I will show you
Yeah.
what real sushi is." And we went to a nice sushi restaurant, and it was amazing. And I said, "Okay, this stuff is fantastic."
Right. Yeah. If you bar all of the meats, if you just talk about the veggie ones, if you guys aren't into like the fish and all that, just the veggie ones are amazing and delicious. Like they have so many of them, and they're packed with protein. So
they used to have this one. It was like this little hole in the wall kind of place. But they had some. It was a sushi place. But they had some fantastic sushi there. I actually ended up running up almost $100 bill there.
She kept eating it, huh?
Yeah, just for myself. I went in there alone just to try to play. Oh, this is good. Give me another one.
What have I'm trying to think of what I've had that was fried. Maybe it was might have been battered shrimp that they had. Maybe it was battered shrimp they had in a sushi one time. I can't remember what it was. It was tempura or something.
Jen with one N says, "I've been an ice cream parlor manager at a local diner. We had 5 kiddie rides, carnival rides. Claim to fame was the whistle pig covered in cheese, and I don't know what that other
Bacon.
symbol is. Oh, bacon and chili."
Nice. Now I want a hot dog. Thanks, Jen. People have been torturing me talking about chicken lately. It's killing me.
I haven't decided what I'm gonna have for dinner.
Well, I already know what we're having for dinner because Robin's here.
Yeah.
Whenever Robin is here for the weekend, dinner is always set. Friday night is Rosie's. Rosie's is a local Mexican restaurant. It's the best local Mexican restaurant. And Saturday night is always mac and cheese.
Oh, nice. Do you put the stuff on the crumbles on top and bake it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn it!
I crumble potato chips on it and bake it.
Oh, I gotta go visit Granny.
I use basically an entire block of extra sharp cheddar.
I use a combination of cheddar, Gouda, and whatever else I happen to have in the refrigerator.
I usually top it with Parmesan and olive. I've actually changed the recipe a little bit over. It was actually my grandmother's casserole recipe from when she was a chef. And I've made some adjustments over the years, and used to use a capful of milk on the top to get a crispy top with the Parmesan. But I didn't have milk one day, so I used some olive oil, and it actually turned out better.
Interesting. I have some Thai basil growing on my kitchen table. We don't use the kitchen table for a table. So there's Thai basil growing there, and I always put some of that in the mac and cheese. Robin absolutely adores oregano, so oregano always goes in, and a little bit of pepper flakes. Last time I tried something different that I really liked, but Robin wasn't as big a fan of, is I threw in some fennel seed.
I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I guess if it was a sausage, if it had sausage in it, that also had fennel in it, I'd be okay with that. But I don't think without the sausage in there, like a good Italian sausage that has fennel in it. Yeah.
Time Jumper says, if my art freelancing actually paid me, I'd quit my job tomorrow and eat everything you're all describing because everything other than sushi sounds good right now.
Touche. I get it.
Well,
Fennel sausage. I know, right, Time Jumper? Oh, it's so good.
Depending on the state of my cheese, I might just make a grilled cheese tonight. That's an idea.
That is a
What
good
kind
idea.
of cheese do you have?
White cheddar.
Okay.
I do too. I have aged white cheddar.
Yeah, that's what I usually use for grilled cheese.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah,
The little ham you could throw in there, or roast beef?
Nope, I don't have any meats right now.
Okay.
We see you, Claire. Welcome, Harris.
Claire says I could talk about food and listen to all day.
Yeah, when they get chatting on her channel, there's a lot of food talk. People talking about recipes and stuff in the chat. Oh my god, I know, right? I miss that.
I've not done provolone and salami. I'll have to try that because one thing that I get for Christmas every year, and I don't know what to do with, is all kinds of salami. And I usually end up throwing most of it away because Robin's a vegetarian. Robin's not going to eat any of it.
Right.
My husband will eat a little bit with, on cheese and crackers, but not much. And most of it ends up in the trash.
Yeah, you can can fry it up and put it on a sandwich, kind of like you would with bacon. But make it a salami and lettuce and tomato, or you can make it into a grilled cheese. And it's up to you whether you want to fry it ahead of time or not, whether you want it soft or you want it crispy.
I will have to try that.
Well, I've never had the problem of having too much salami.
No. No, I've never had too much salami in my life. Oh, it was so sad the day I had to clean out all of my canned goods. Like, goodbye. What was it? Roast beef hash instead of corned beef hash. I used to get the roast beef hash. Oh, I miss that so much. Goodbye, my rotisserie chicken coupons.
Why did you have to give them up?
Oh, because of my kidney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pissed off. I can't. No more meat for me for the rest of my life.
You can't have any meat at all?
I'm not supposed to. I splurged. I was at a friend's house for New Year's, and she had those mini hot dogs, and she wrapped them in bacon and seasoned them and baked them. And oh my god, I couldn't stop myself. I mean, they were small, so I probably ate a total of like one hot dog altogether, one big hot dog.
Well, I should send you the same cookbook that I gave Robin for Christmas, which was Southern Girl Meets Vegetarian Boy.
Really? Interesting.
And it's written by Damaris. I can't remember Damaris's last name. Do you know, from Food Network? Damaris she's won a number of things on Food Network, and she sometimes appears as a judge.
The name sounds familiar, but I can't think of who she is. They have horrible meat here. Where are you?
The Netherlands. Oops. I had that up a moment ago. I miss meat in the Netherlands. They have horrible meat here.
That. Sorry, Harris. Yes, exactly, Claire. It is hard on the kidneys. Actually, not just protein, but animal protein specifically is hard on the kidneys. Vegetable protein is much easier, but and is easier for your system to digest in general. But yes, it still everything can strain your kidneys. Unfortunately, everything's got to go through it. But yeah, any kind of protein is bad, but animal protein is really hard on them.
Time Jumper says, if we're talking cheap, simple food, it's not fried, but I remember trying street pizza while on deployment in Poland. It's like a slice of hard bread with sausage, peppers, and some cream sauce. That is different. When we were in Italy, pizza, you could get slices of pizza anywhere, and well, actually, you could get whole pizzas, and they were cheap. I mean, it was €5 for a whole pizza, and it was usually just cheese pizza. But that was the food of the poor man was pizza.
Right.
And it was it was just cheese pizza, but it was good and it was cheap.
I don't even think I would call that pizza. I would call that an open-faced hoagie. Sausage, peppers, and some cream sauce, like a cheese sauce. That's an open-faced hoagie all day long. It's kind of like a gravy on it.
Well, I was just checking. I don't think I'm following either of you on Blue Sky, so I just put my profile in the private chat there. So you can find me.
I think mine's what the best in Blue Sky.
Seeing as everybody's going over there.
Evan Sachs says kidneys, the princess of the body.
Yeah, right.
Liam says having kidneys is bad for the kidneys.
Okay, I am following you back. Okay, I got you. Okay. So I'm not sure if I'm following Granny.
Miranda Rensberger says, I'm vegetarian. The trick is using lots of seasoning. I don't miss meat. Yeah, Robin has never liked meat. Robin quit eating meat at age 2. And Robin gets frustrated with all the vegetarian places that have fake meat because Robin's whole issue is Robin doesn't like meat. He doesn't like the taste. He doesn't like the texture. So he doesn't want fake meat.
Yeah, I love it. I love real meat. I really do. I mean, I grew up on a farm. We butchered our own pigs. We butchered a big bull one time. You know, we were always butchering chickens. Like I grew up when we didn't overeat it the way we do these days. You know, we eat too much meat. That's the problem. You're only supposed to have a couple ounces per meal, like 2 ounces, 4 ounces per meal, and people are eating 8-ounce, 10-ounce steaks. It's just too much for our bodies. And I mean, I know that there was days that I would come home and eat dinner, and I'd have meat sweats, and I'm like, okay, I'm eating too much meat.
I don't think I've ever had that problem.
Not good, huh?
I don't think I've ever had that problem.
Oh my God, you've never had meat sweats? It's horrible.
No. Then again, my parents were vegetarian for like the first few years of my life. So
I think I was eating just meat though. It was like I had done. I think I made some carnitas, and it was pork, and I just was eating a whole bunch of it. Eating the shit out of it. So, anyways, I put my Blue Sky in there. If anybody wants to follow me, you're welcome to. Don't be an asshole. It's my only rule. Don't be a dick. Everywhere I go, just don't be a dick.
Yeah, I must as well put mine publicly too.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris, you got something for us to talk about? We've been talking about food, but I'm getting a little tired of the food talk, and I'm ready to talk about something else, but I can't think of what to talk about.
It's getting stale.
Past its expiration date.
Yes. It's past the best by date. It hasn't expired yet, but we're getting there.
Oh, Mark, you do food challenges? 72-ounce steak challenge. You get a lot of free meals with that challenge. Do you have a channel where you broadcast yourself doing food challenges? I like watching Beard Meats Food. I enjoy him.
So, what's everybody doing to try and survive the next 4 years?
Oh, no, I was about to ask you guys if you made New Year's resolutions because I didn't talk to anybody on New Year's Eve. So, did anybody make a New Year's resolution? Anybody did that?
My New Year's resolutions is to not make a New Year's resolution.
Same. What about you, Granny?
You failed, Mage. You made a New Year's resolution. I didn't really make a resolution, but I do need to lose some weight. I really need to lose some weight.
Me too.
And I know that the problem is that, you know, when there's food in the refrigerator that's starting to go bad, I know my husband isn't going to eat it, so I eat it. And I'm kind of the family garbage disposal. And, you know, I eat whatever looks like it might go bad.
Yeah. Well, I have to do that in my house because I'm the only one here. So it definitely impacts my eating, how much I cook. I try to do things that are like a bowl at a time. Like I love the Tasty Bite brand Indian meals. They're really good and they're all vegan. Or vegetarian at the very least. I think there's cheese in some of them, but they're all at least vegetarian. But they're really good for like prepackaged food. There's not like a huge preservative count in it or anything. I know because I can't taste it. So it's really good, and this is coming from a super taster. Like it's pretty good for pouch stuff. But I eat a lot of that because I can use half at a time and just heat it up, and I don't waste food.
I came across these frozen meals from the company called E-Ball. They were on sale at my grocery store, so I picked up some. Yeah, they're actually pretty good. I was surprised at the I think it was a Parmesan, or no, it was a goat cheese one. It was goat cheese ravioli one. I was actually really surprised because I don't usually like goat cheese.
And then there's a portobello, and then there's a butternut squash.
Yep, there's a
ravioli. It's really good. Yeah, it's all really good. Yeah, it is a little pricey for the ounces you get out of it.
Yeah,
it's a couple ounces light compared to like Amy's, but all of the Amy's brand is all like 9 or 10 ounces. The price is really consistent. I like that, and I like her food. It's preservative free.
Yeah, I wouldn't get it unless I wouldn't get those Evolve thing unless it was on sale. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, I know, but they're really good. I just feel like it doesn't fill me up. Like I need 1.5 of those to like really fill me up if I've been busy all day, like working.
It's kind of how I feel about the lean cuisines.
Okay,
God, I tried some of those.
John Hunter has a good topic for us. Oh. Here's something I've been thinking about this week, inspired by right-wing political movement, as a suggestion for chat. Atheists should attend church.
And what is the aim? What?
That's a good question, because I do think there is value in attending social functions. And I do think there is value in having atheists belong to some kind of a social group.
Right.
But it doesn't need to be a church. But if what he really means is that the right wing wants to make church attendance mandatory and everyone has to go to church, if you're going to force me to go to church, then I get to heckle.
Oh yeah.
if I'm going to have to go to church, then I get to pick apart the sermon and tell you why it's a bunch of nonsense.
As you should be allowed to, as anybody should be allowed to that walks in the church.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a one-way conversation. Well, it's not supposed to be a one-way conversation.
Most of them are. It depends a bit on the church. You know, the churches that allow for more interaction between the pastor and the congregation, where the pastor's looking for responses from the congregation. Yeah, I can see that. But most of them, the churches, or at least the more formal ones, do not expect the congregation to respond in any way other than the responses that you are told to give. You know, like responsive reading, or, you know, this is the hymn.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're going to force me to attend, then I get to pick apart the sermon. And if you don't like me picking apart the sermon, you can ban me from the church. I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Ooh, hurt my feelings. I'm banned. Can never go back and hear about your Jesus anymore. Shoot.
Darn.
Okay, I am way behind on the comments. So let's see if I can try to.
Oh, actually, it kind of brings up a question on my mind. And what do you guys, how do you guys feel about like moments of silence? You know, where some people get, you know, if just some people might pray, some people might just sit there quietly. Or...
I don't think there's anything, personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's everybody's preference what they want to do in that moment, and it's about memorializing someone so that has passed away. So I think a moment of silence is fine. It's just respect.
You know? Yeah, I don't have a problem with a moment of silence. Yeah.
I mean, people want to pray and that's what they want to do and waste their minute. You know, that's fine. Let them do it.
Well, I also think there's value in the moment of silence, and even a longer than just a moment, to bring up memories of the person, because that's how we keep people alive. That's what real eternal life is that we live on in other people's memories.
That's your legacy. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Jesus Tales says we can laugh at the nonsense sermons.
There'd be a lot of laughing going on in my corner of the church. I tell you that. I'm horrible. Ember.
Jacques Poulamar says, infiltrate the churches and ask questions.
God, what are you trying to do? Set the whole balance off around here? Let's have a moment of silence for Jesus.
Bring some humanist principles to the moral congregations. Yeah, let's start by talking about slavery and women's rights. Miranda Rensberger says, I went to church with my parents on Christmas Eve. It was mildly entertaining.
I'm sorry. Glad you had fun, though. Got to make fun of it.
Jesus Tales says, I can imagine godless granny giggling at some preacher's silly logic. Okay, I did go to church about 6 months ago because we were visiting my daughter, and my daughter is the one person in the family that's still very religious. And I listened to the sermon and was kind of And then we went to Sunday school, and I had no intention of going to Sunday school, but we made a mistake with the hotel reservation. We had always been staying at a particular hotel when we visited her, but the last time we stayed at that hotel, somebody broke into 5 of the cars in the parking lot New Year's Eve, and ours was one of them. They smashed one of the windows. There was nothing in the car to take. They didn't even get anything. But we didn't want to stay at that hotel anymore because, frankly, I thought the management handled it very poorly. Granted that, they're not responsible for someone breaking into guest cars, but they could have at least said, we're sorry, can we help you, get your car in condition so that you can leave? But there was nothing, they didn't say a word to us. So we said, okay, we've had it with this hotel. And so I made a reservation at a different hotel, but I accidentally got the one on the wrong side of town. So we had checked out of the hotel before church. I had nowhere to go, so I stayed for Sunday school. Sunday school was a hoot.
Was it?
And I made a video about it. And my son-in-law's mother saw my post on Facebook and called my daughter to tell her it was there because my daughter never watches my stuff. And my daughter had an absolute fit. I am now banned from her church. So I ended up, that video still exists, but I made it private. You have to have your own private link to be able to get to that one.
Oh my goodness.
Because she was so upset over it. Even though I did not name the church, I did not name the city, I did not name her, I did not name the pastor, I did not name this, I didn't name anybody. I simply made a video about what my experience was.
Yeah, it could have been anywhere in any town.
Right.
Yeah.
But she had a fit, so I made it private. I don't have to have every video up there. But that's my experience recently in going to church. I'm not, now the church didn't ban me from the church, but my daughter says I'm never allowed at her church
anymore. The one with the long name Destroyer said ban that as a badge of honor.
I'm way behind on the comments again because I've been talking.
Yeah, I would imagine Granny not giggling in the church, but standing up like in court. Objection!
No, actually, I would hold it all in and then make a video about it afterward.
Like Oz did when he went and scoped out his brother at church and recorded it.
Mm-hmm.
His brother saw him up there and he was like, oh, I got busted. Then he made a whole thing about it. It was hilarious. Oh.
Jacques says, I like the weird, more disconnected religious groups like Quakers or Unitarians. Yeah, Unitarians aren't bad. Some of them don't even believe in God.
Really?
Yeah. God belief is optional with Unitarians.
Yep.
Really? What do they
That's
believe
true.
in? Do they believe in Jesus or no higher entity?
Whatever you want to believe in. You can believe whatever you want to believe. And my dad went to a Unitarian church for a while, and whoever wants to speak, they make arrangements for who's going to speak next week. But anybody can speak. You can speak on any topic you want to speak on, and it's not about God. It's more about community and fellowship.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I've been to a few of those church. There's one down the road from me. I've been to a few times. I think my uncle's part of the Unitarian Church, or my uncles.
Jesus Tale says, "Let's have a moment of silence for Jesus."
You spelled that wrong. That should be Jeebus. G-E-E bus. Jeebus.
I am coming closer and closer to being a mythicist. I'm now fairly certain that Jesus never existed.
Okay, what is the stand of a mythicist?
That Jesus never existed. That all of the stories about him are myth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't even care if he existed or not. I just know whatever they said about him is bullshit. Nobody does all that.
Yeah.
Whatever if there was a historical Jesus or not, whatever is in the Bible is not him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's not lining up. People don't do those things.
Chris says I would auto-immolate every time I pass through the doors. Tsunami says I would get flogged for not attending like my colonial ancestor.
Jesus, Sue. What the hell?
Oh, Dark of All Trades is here. Welcome, Dark of All Trades. Point out what secular morality you and the church share. They borrow from our worldview. Yes, yes, you're very right. You're very right. And I recently came up with an argument about them claiming that we're borrowing from their morality, which is if atheists have to borrow from their morality, we don't have it until we borrow from it. That means Adam and Eve eating the apple didn't cause the knowledge of good and evil to pass on down, so we are untouched by original sin.
And there you have it, folks. Solved.
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes. 25 seconds. No, I'm just kidding.
Jacques says, gosh darn, I forgot about Reformed Jews. They can be quite radical. I always felt weird when I have to attend a memorial service of some kind, for most everyone is pretty religious. Yeah, that is an issue. That is a real issue. And that's something I worry about facing if my husband were to die, because my husband's family and a few members of my family are very religious. My husband's going to want some kind of a religious ceremony, and I will honor his wishes. But if the pastor comes back to me, up to me at the end and, oh, he's in a better place now, I'm going to want to punch him in the nose. I'm not going to, but that's what I'm going to feel like.
I say do it. Hell with it. Anybody says something that fucking stupid should be punched in the nose. No, you're never in a better place than where you are in the happiest part of your life. There's no such thing than a better place than that.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's happy where he's at in his life, then there's not anything better.
Or ask the pastor, do you really believe that? Then why are you still here? Why don't you go?
Yeah, why don't you just off yourself? He'll forgive you. Fine. Remember, he forgives all sins. That's what you guys said. That's my argument when people say, oh, you're what if we're right? And I'm like, okay, let's look at the two. This is my quick way of getting rid of a Christian. Let's look at the two scenarios. You're right, and you go to heaven, and I'm wrong. But don't you have an all-loving, all-forgiving God? Yes, I do. And they're proud about it, right? Stick their chest out. Yeah, of course I do. Okay, then when that day comes, I can just say, damn, my bad. You are real. I didn't know. I'm sorry. And he'll go, okay, go ahead. So why am I going to waste my life on something that nobody knows if it's real or not? And we're all pretty sure it's not. So if you want to do that, you go ahead. I'm good.
Well, I've got an empty chair right next to me that God can manifest in whatever form he likes at any time. So, and for those who pray and think they're talking to an omniscient being, well, I've got two questions. If you can just relay the answers to those two questions, I'll believe that there's something going on besides just your own brain.
Oh yeah, I dated this woman that said that not just Jesus and one of the saints, some male saint, used to come to her in her dreams. I'm like, yeah, it's called a dream. It's not real. Like, why are you even acting like it's, oh, I think it was a sign? And I'm like, yeah, well, you can have those signs all by yourself, sunshine. Peace.
Oh,
Was it an
This is
erotic
my
dream?
sign. I'm out. I'm sorry.
Was it an erotic dream?
No, it was just like they came to her and were trying to guide her in her life.
Oh, okay.
She
Okay.
also liked crystals, so.
I wasn't sure if they came into her in the biblical sense.
Oh, no, not the biblical sense. No. I mean, who knows? Maybe she didn't tell me. I don't know. She did yell out, "Oh God!" Never mind. Anyways, the point is, I'm such an asshole. Don't listen to me. Yeah. Dark said maybe. I thought when Granny said erotic, I thought she said neurotic at first.
Oh, okay.
I swear to God, I really did. And then he just said maybe a neurotic dream. Yeah, maybe neurotic. She was pretty nuts.
Jen with 1M says, "Ha! Women's rights at my old church. Pastor wanted to me to apologize to the congregation when I was pregnant and unwed at 19." The pastor of one of the churches that I attended, his daughter was pregnant and unwed at, I don't know exactly what age, but it was somewhere around 19. Yeah. He did end up resigning, but I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
Oh, they probably shamed the shit out of him, the congregation,
Well,
the old lady group, you know.
Well, I think if I was in that position, I'd get up in front of the congregation and apologize, but I would also be saying that Jesus is number one twice.
Yes.
The whole time.
Yes. That's right.
Time Jumper says, "If I have to attend Mass at the local parish again, I'm walking up during communion to see if the Eucharist sets me, a trans woman atheist, on fire."
I'll go with you.
Mm-hmm.
We can try to get a double fire going. I don't know, though. Ben and I tried the Eucharist with wine, and it was horrible, and we still aren't saved or anything, so we ate a whole bowl of that shit. We didn't feel any better. Matter of fact, we felt like crap. Tasted like alcoholic baking soda. It was horrible. I do not suggest doing it.
Miranda says, "My parents' church tries to pretend that communion isn't about cannibalism. They said Jesus broke the bread and said, 'This is love,' and then poured the wine and said, 'This is the cup of grace.' Well, if the Bible's to be believed, that's not exactly what he said. Of course, then again, this is something I just heard. I've been listening to, is it David Fitzgerald? Do I have the correct first name? But Fitzgerald, who wrote the 10 nails of Jesus nailed on the cross, 10 nails of Jesus. But anyway, or Jesus nailed or something like that. But he goes through and makes he makes the case for mythicism. And one of the things that he points out, which is I had not noticed, because as a believer, you read the Gospels first, and then you read the letters of Paul, and you never think about the fact that the Gospels didn't exist when the epistles were written. And the first we have in the Bible about communion comes from one of Paul's epistles. And what is in First Corinthians in that epistle varies greatly from what's in the Gospels. And John's Gospel has no First Communion in it at all. And so, yeah, it's really interesting as to whether such an event ever even occurred.
Ember, mything in action.
That's the sequel to the book that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Missing in Action is the sequel.
He said it was. She said that and Nailed.
Yeah, Nailed is the first one. Nailed, Christian Myths, Jesus Existed. Yeah.
There we go.
And Mything in Action is the one I'm about to start.
That's hilarious. See, Mage, you know what the problem is here is that Granny thinks that we are as learned as she is. And that is not the case when it comes to this stuff.
No, I've heard of Mything in Action.
No, I'm just saying, as far as like, have you read all those books?
No, I haven't read them. I've heard of them though.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference, right? We've heard of them.
I had David Fitzgerald on a few weeks ago, and he told us a little bit about the books, and I bought 3 of them. And
nice.
I just finished the second one. The first one that I read of his was actually a fiction. It's a science fiction about time travel, and it's called Time Shards. And it's about there's this event that causes a bunch of shards from different points in history to all land together in one spot.
This is a movie?
No, it's a book.
Oh, book. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Mage. I can't read a book. I go to sleep. I just can't do it.
No, it's not that. I love reading. It's just I'm very slow at it because of dyslexia.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Well, I do listen to a lot of books, a lot of audiobooks. And part of that is because I do a lot of driving in my work as a Kaja. And when I'm driving places, I stay awake much better if I'm listening to a book while I'm driving. And it especially keeps me calm. There's a railroad track that runs through our town, and it is awful. If you run into a train, you're going to be there for half an hour. So if I've got my book and I can sit there and chill and listen to my book, I'm okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I've listened to a few books on audiobooks. They're pretty good. I do like them. It's not quite the same though. I don't quite get the same feel though. I don't quite get into the story as much though.
You kind of get you get used to it after you've listened to a couple handfuls of them, and you start to have like well, at least for me, it turned into like a movie in my head, because when I was a truck driver, I listened to audiobooks, and in 1 year, I listened to 103 books. In 1 year. Yep. I drove too much.
Myth Inc. is a series by Robert Asprin in the Nith Adventure series, as Guillermo 10 points out. But that is one question I specifically asked David about, was whether Mythic in Action was one of the titles of that series. And he said, no, that particular title was not used in that series. There's one called Mythic Link, Little Myth Marker. I can't remember what some of the others are, but those are 2 of them that I remember. I did read that whole series. They're very funny.
Yeah, well, if you like audiobooks and you don't have something like Audible, well, there are actually a lot of audiobooks on YouTube.
Yeah. Nice, Amber. 138 in 1 year. Nice.
The right
Kicked
one?
my butt. I thought I did good.
I did 63 books last year because I'm always listening to YouTube. So I put my best was 138 in 1 year. Yeah, that is a lot of books.
That's a lot of audiobooks. But yeah, when you're driving all the time, it's so helpful. It keeps your mind busy and keeps you from getting tired. And, because if you just sit there and count those little white dots that you're going past, it's bad. You can get
having physical books is really useful around here when the hurricane knocks the power out and you don't have anything else to do.
Touche. Just get you one of those battery packs.
Oh yeah. Well, it's still
for your phone, and then they make them with solar
I've
power,
got,
so you can set them in a windowsill and recharge them.
Yeah, I've actually got a couple of things. I've got this one that's like a radio, flashlight, and charger. Your combo. It's got a little winder thing.
Yeah, nice.
And I have a dedicated charger that you have to plug in though. But still, using electricity to run everything, you don't really want to waste it when you don't have any power.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough. No, I've been there before.
Ember says it's really nice, especially with a good narrator. Somebody telling you an interesting story is the peak of human experience. My favorite author is Michael Connelly. I absolutely love the Bosch series, and I'm always waiting for the next Michael Connelly book to come out.
Michael Connelly, huh? I was
I like murder
into.
mysteries.
Yeah, me too. I was into the Patricia Cornwell
I've read
Case
all of those.
Arpetta
Yeah.
series for a long time. I owned a bunch of them. They got ruined in a flood, but
Oh, too bad.
yeah, and then I when I got into truck driving, I listened to all of her. Every time a new one came out, I'd listen to it. Yeah.
Okay, Joey. I was wondering if Joey was going to show up. Joey, there is a link in the chat. If you want to come in and talk, bring it.
Come on.
This is open mic night. This is your chance. I've been ignoring you because you've been speaking on things that were off topic. But this is open mic night. You want to come and complain about that I don't know where I get my truth from? Bring it.
I'm happy to
You
discuss.
come and join us. Just hit the link and come and join us. And I did not admit I don't know where I get my truth from. I told you I got it from multiple sources. And I've told you multiple times that I get truth from multiple sources because there are different kinds of truth. For example, it is true that I know how to walk. I know that from experience. That is one source because that is one kind of truth. I know that there are billions of stars in the sky. That I do not know from experience. I have not gone up and touched any of them, but I've read books from people who have studied those stars. And that is another source of truth, is when you read multiple sources and they all agree on something, then you get a pretty good idea that that's true. And that's how I find truth. Okay?
How
Done?
dare you use a scientific method to come up with an answer, Granny?
Joey, what do you
What are you
mean
gonna do
name
with
the
you?
sources? I just gave you two. I gave you experience as one. I gave you books as one. I get some of my truth from learning from other people. Some things we actually know from genetics. You know, we do have some truths that we learn just through genetics.
Yes, it's absolutely the truth. What did I call it? Genetic
memory.
Thank you. That's it. Genetic memory.
Well, when we can verify our experiences is with a external source, it's objective. That's usually pretty useful for determining that our experiences are trustworthy.
Joey, I don't think Granny should have to sit here and talk to you in chat when she has already offered to have you come up here.
Yeah,
So
come on in.
up, have a conversation with her. Don't attack in the chat. That's not very fair. And the mods are patient, but we're only so patient.
Yep.
So don't dog her out in the chat. Come in and have a conversation with her. She
And
won't be unfair to you or anything. She's a very fair person.
We don't bite much.
I just nibble. And I usually don't hear complaints about it. So,
hey, Jenny.
Hi, I mentioned you're about to end. I'm so sorry. I haven't been feeling well. I fell asleep and I just woke up.
Well, I'm glad you got some rest.
No, that's not it. We'll talk later.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I was supposed to be here an hour and a half ago.
Actually, we just had one of Granny's trolls come up in the chat, and she was telling him to come in and have a conversation.
Yeah, I told him if he really wants to know where I get my truth from, then he needs to join and bring it. And
Joey, I'm sorry.
He's complaining that I trust in books.
Oh, this guy can't even.
Yeah, but as
Joey
Jumper points out,
Joey,
but the Bible is a book.
Joy, you have virtually no brain compared to Granny. She is so deeply educated, so much more educated than you will ever be. You would never believe it, which is why we're not discussing it. But you're just a turd. Go away and stick your little religion up your butt.
or come in and have a conversation. You're welcome to. She's invited you like 4 times now.
Yep.
See, here's the thing, Joe. You want her to name every book she's ever used because you're not even
Right.
bringing up a certain time or a conversation or a video. Like, what video are you talking about? Are you talking about like the last one she did? I'm sure
Besides
she
Oh,
has
he's
the
not even
sources
necessarily
right
talking
there.
about videos. He just
She
wants
can
to know
look
about
up the
truth.
sources to anything that she's got. I know she
Yeah.
has notes on it because it's Granny, and that's what she does.
Yeah. You
So-
tell me what truth it is that what specific piece of truth it is that you want to know what my source is for, and I'll tell you what my source is for that particular piece of truth. But I don't get truth from one source. I get it from lots of sources.
Wait,
Yeah,
Granny,
'cause
we
we
might
don't
be
just
we
read
might
the
be missing the
Bible.
boat. We might be missing the boat on this.
How's that?
Joey, how long have you been crushing on Granny?
Oh, is Joey like a 12-year-old that's got a crush on the teacher?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is that what's
Mm.
going on? Yeah, I've seen that happen a lot. Granny will get that. Smart ladies always get that. It's true.
Actually, I missed that one. Social cues are not my thing.
Hell, I never know either. I'll meet somebody, and then months and months later, somebody will say, "Oh, I think she liked you." I'm like, "Well, didn't you freaking tell me when it happened, asshole? Why are you telling me now?" I didn't know.
All right, now this is just fucking ridiculous.
Oh, come on.
First of all, define truth, and then we can come. You are the one that is asking me for where I get my truth. And now you want me to define your own question for you.
But
Okay,
actually, you just
okay.
said a little while ago where you get your truths. You get
Right.
it via the scientific method. We already discussed that.
Well,
So
no,
move
that
on.
was
What's the next
that's
question?
one source. That's one source.
No, I'm saying in general, you use the scientific method. You check to see, you go with sources that are proven to be as accurate as you can be, check them all, and you come up with, this is what I have left. It has to be what's
Right.
left has to be the truth.
Mhm.
So that is it's a scientific method. So that's how you do it. You already said that.
Okay, let's see.
That's
Okay, fine.
that's for truth.
Fine.
Joey,
I'll
if you want a definition of truth, you're going to have to tell me. You're asking me to define your own question for you. No, I'm not going
Cool.
to tell you what you mean by your question.
Maybe he's from Florida.
Well, here, I'll help
Sorry,
you out. Here, we got Merriam-Webster's here. The body of real things, events or facts with actuality. The property as of a state being in accordance with in fact or reality, sincerely in action, in character or utterance. So there's 3 definitions there for you. You can pick whichever one you like to use.
Mm-hmm. The definition of truth that I usually use is that which comports with reality.
Yeah, that works.
The definition of truth I always use is whatever a Christian says is opposite of reality. And it's pretty much served me for 70 years now. So
I don't know what this means. Show the fur kid, Beck. Oh, the cat. Now I got it. I was looking at the word, but when I said it, then it made sense.
This is my big boy.
see,
What's his
Kalasia
name?
can say that because I'm not in charge.
His name is Jameson.
Jameson?
Yeah, look how big he is.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Wow, he is a big cat.
He is
He
big.
is big. When he lays on me, he takes up my entire torso. Yeah, it's true.
Zhang Fukushang Religion Destroyer says talking snakes and donkeys do not comport with reality. So now I think
No.
that's Garfield.
Yeah,
Garfield.
neither does spit that cures blindness.
Well, Zong, obviously you haven't seen Francis the Talking Mule.
Sumami, if I gave him a lasagna, he would eat it. I guarantee you he would eat it.
Now, talking horses, on the other hand, that I've seen.
Mark Right-Handed Smith says, is that a house cat or a baby tiger?
I actually call him my baby tiger because he's not only is he big, he's actually only like 16, 17 pounds. He looks bigger than that. But
House tiger.
he's not overweight. So, but he is from his toe to toe when he's laid out almost all the way, he's 3 foot long.
Wow.
He's a house tiger.
Yeah, so he's a little bit longer than that. I think he can stretch all the way to 40.
Wow.
My brother sent me a really funny video the other day that showed an experiment where they said, okay, if you drop a cat on its back, it will always turn and land on its feet. If you drop a piece of buttered toast, butter side up, it will always land butter side down. So they did an experiment where they attached a piece of buttered toast to the back of a cat and turned it upside down and dropped it. Well, the cat fell part way and then started spinning because the toast wanted to land butter side down, but the cat wanted to land feet down. And they realized that they had discovered perpetual motion.
Which is about as truthful as the Bible. Oh, by the way, Joey, did you know that the Bible's spelling has been corrected? It turns out it's been wrong for the last 2,000 years. It's now correctly spelled capital B-U-Y, capital B-U-L-L.
Because every time you get one,
Yep.
you just bought a load of bull.
Well, we are out of time. I'm afraid to say.
Neat.
Yeah.
Oh.
The guest for next week is Breakfast Tacos. Breakfast Tacos is a fairly new YouTube channel, and we're going to promote his channel and talk about what he works on and his backstory and how he came to be where he is.
Great.
Thank you, Mage. Thank you, Beck. Thank you, Jenny, for coming. It's been great having you. Thank you to everyone in the chat for your questions and your comments, except for you, Joey, because again, you chickened out and you refused to come on and face me live. But hey,
Joey, go home and masturbate, will you? Jesus.
Oh, he's already doing that. That's why you can't think. Anyways.
Granny, don't thank me. Say something bad at me. I deserve it, please. I'll feel much better.
And you only need one hand to type.
Here, I'll help. Damn it, Jenny. Be on time next time.
I'm sorry.
thank you, Beck.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I knew you'd never do it.
With that, live your life.
Peace.